Hello, and welcome to my open box review of my first Penny's Box Dreamlike Tea Party blind box doll. I'm having to re-record the audio for this review because the original audio for this video was hot garbage, and one thing led to another, and I decided to make a little VTuber avatar because I found out that VRoid Studios is free and makes a really good basic VTuber avatar right out of the box. Anyway, I was originally planning to do this as an unboxing video, but I was impatient the day I received it all and didn't really have time to set up a camera and record footage, so I went ahead and opened it already. So this is an after it's already been opened review. These are a blind box series of Centaur dolls, and they usually cost in the $20 to $40 range, depending on if they're already on sale or if they're sealed or already open when you get them. Usually you pay a little bit more if they're already opened, or a lot more in the case of the chase dolls. They come in 8 different varieties, 6 of which are known versions, and 2 secret versions that they show you pictures of if you're looking at the documentation inside the box. Anyway. They have some standard features across the line. They all have unicorn horns and wings, so I guess they're technically alicorns. And their wings are magnetic, which are nifty. Their wings, tail, and horns and hooves are all transparent. They are strung, ball-jointed dolls that have been strung with elastic. And they come with simple dresses. They're quite inexpensive and cute for the money, so they're kind of taking the ABJD world by storm at the moment. And I'm sure you're wondering which one I got. Anyway, I happen to get this one. She's actually the one I wanted the most in the line, so I'm happy I wound up getting her in the sealed box, since the sealed boxes tend to be cheaper than the opened boxes. I'm not 100% certain what her name translates to on the box, because some of the listings I've seen translate her name as Rainbow, but when I used the Google Translate app on the box, I got Neon. She also comes with a card inside the box that says her name is Museum. So I have no idea what her name's supposed to be, if it's Rainbow, Museum, or Neon. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what it is about her that made me like her the most in this collection, because normally I don't even particularly care for horse-based centaur characters, so the fact that I was like, I want her, was a bit of a surprise to me. I do want a couple of the others, which I'll skip to and show you here. I do want a couple of the others as well, but I want to modify them into other kinds of creatures. Like, I want to do one as a deer and one as a sheep. I'm not 100% certain which one I'd like to do as a sheep, but I want a sheep tar, because ever since I saw some sheep tar artwork that was particularly cute, I've been wanting a sheep tar BJD. There's an artist on Twitter called Mulmul02 that's done some especially adorable sheep tar artwork. And the art found its way to Facebook and was making the rounds at some point. I don't really use Twitter, so I wouldn't have seen it if it didn't wind up on Facebook. But ever since it did, I've low-key been trying to figure out how to get a hold of a sheep tar doll or make a sheep tar doll. I'm planning on probably getting at least one more blind box to see who's going to be the sheep tar, but I definitely want to get that one to be a fawn, or maybe her. And I also like these two as well. I also like the bipedal, or like, not bipedal, one of the mystery ones, but as a bipedal creature rather than a quadruped. I don't know. But anyway, she came with a dress and a pack of hands and some documentation. They don't really come with a whole lot, but they're only like $30, and the bodies are actually really nice quality bodies. They're sturdy and they've got a heft to them. They're not low quality cheap plastic. The joints are well designed and snap into place quite nicely. and she stands on her own fairly easily and can stand up with one of her legs up pretty easily. There's no issues really with balancing her at all. Honestly, sometimes just the hardest part of posing a strung doll is getting a pose that looks natural, because sometimes strung dolls like to snap into odd positions, but that's just a quirk of strung dolls in general. Like, they all have that kind of quirk. The documentation does have instructions on how to change the hands. Like, basically you just catch the elastic loop and swap the hands off of the S-hooks. The wings, as I mentioned, are magnetic, as you'll see here. Sorry, I talk faster than I film, apparently. And they can just pop right back off, put them right back on, and you can pose them how you want. The tail is jointed as well, and you can switch the tail around. And the tail, and I've been reading other people having this issue too, is a little tricky to install at first. At first I thought that her tail was just loose because it didn't want to stay in there, but it turned out I just wasn't getting it jammed all the way in. I saw several people saying that they had to pour hot water over their little dolls' butts to heat up the plastic so they could push the tail all the way in. They are packaged with the dresses in separate little bags, so they're not going to stain the doll before you get a hold of them. And I actually wound up reusing the bag that reusing the bag the dress came in to put the hands in afterwards, since they were just in a plastic tray. As for the hands, she does have hands that you can make like a little heart pose with, and also like a little hand-holding pose, which I tried to catch on camera, and Their heads are pretty compatible with other OB11 heads, since they're technically in the OB11 size range. So you can actually just like pop the hair open, pop the face off, change face plates, or change to a different hairstyle, and it will generally work. There may be some slight compatibility issues across the board, but hey, what can you do? Anyway, there you go. Now she can see forever. She's seen some things. What she has seen, we'd best not ask. What's interesting is that her horn is actually transparent too, so I thought that the red parts of her hair were going to be a little transparent, but they're not. That was just me misinterpreting what the photo looked like. I do think it would be really cool if their hair was a little bit transparent, like at the tips of the ponytails and her bangs and whatnot. That'd be pretty cool. But, admittedly, she's still pretty cool as is, and I swear she can go back together. It's just reassembling the head in front of the camera to have the camera where it could be seen was a little difficult. She's also got like these cute little pigtails, and I do wish that they were articulated on their own, but they're not. But that's fine though. I mean, it's still a pretty great doll for the overall value. Now, I do suspect that she can wear almost any frilly high-waisted OB11 sized dresses. The dress just looked like a typical OB11 dress before I put it on her. It didn't have any particularly special pattern. It is high-waisted, so that might make a difference, and it is pretty ruffly. So a form-fitted dress will probably not work, but I think as long as something's a bit high-waisted and definitely ruffly, it should work just fine. So now we've got this documentation. It's a little booklet. I did run these through Google Translate, so I am going to edit some translations in. You can pause and read. For example, here's the box. It's got like a little story about the dolls. Then it's got the different options. Then the back of the box had like, some different specs and, general safety warnings. The interior documentation repeated the little story again, and shows the different doll options for this line and the previous line. They're by Penny's Box, and they've got a little cross in the word Antu, so I don't know if Antu is supposed to be the name of the doll like some people are saying, or if that's actually a designer. Since it's got the little cross, I think it's a designer, but if someone knows Chinese doll market designs better than I do, please feel free to correct me in the comments. This is the second line in the Antu series. The first line, they were all unicorns that were bipedal. The first line didn't really captivate me that much. The dress on the bear is cute, and I kind of want it for my collection, but I mean, I kind of like the goldfish, but of course the goldfish is a super rare. So she can be expensive to get if you don't happen to just find her in a blind box. Yeah. As mentioned, there's a couple chase dolls in this line, and I was eventually able to get the camera to focus on them. Ah, there we go. There's one that's nurse themed, and then there's one that's birthday party themed, kind of like a cupcake. I honestly think the nurse would look really cool as a bipedal satyr. Like, I want her to have hooves, but I want her to be bipedal. I don't know why. And I do think the cupcake one's kind of neat. And one of the neat little touches about the two of them is that one's got sprinkles on her legs and a big bow, and then one's got the corset lacing on her legs. Wait a minute. That's a little concerning in retrospect. Why are your legs corset laced? I'm sorry, what? And this one's got like little sprinkles and a huge bow. She's just got this whole birthday aesthetic going on. And oh my god, past me. Hurry up. Birthday cake. Yeah, we got it. I said that. But yeah, I think I want to get at least a couple more out of this line. I definitely would like that one, maybe that one, and either one of these two for the sheep tar that I want to make. I think either one of them would be really cute. I might just get another blind box and see what happens. Then after that, I'll probably like pay slightly more to pick who I want from there to kind of close out my collection. She also came with this other documentation that actually features characters from the Penny's Box School Haunting line, which is interesting that all the characters featured on this are from the School Haunting line, but then all the photos are from the other Antu line. Yeah. Like, all the drawings are School Haunting, and all of the photos are the other Antu line. I don't get it. But yeah, this basically tells you how to take apart the doll, how to put it back together, and how to change the hands. And then I used Google Translate to kind of take a look at this page, and this blue box basically says, oh, it's easier to change clothes if you take the hands off. So it's just a whole page full of little tips. As long as you can follow a photo, you should be fine. You're not missing much. Like I said, she's made with good sturdy plastic. The stitching on the clothing is nice. It's very well done with tight tolerances. The quality of the face paint is very nice. I've seen a few different owner photos, and the quality control seems to be pretty consistent across the board. There's no wild inconsistencies in the face paint quality as far as I've seen in photos that people have been taking so far. Mine does have a slight smudge on her forehead, but it is covered up by her hair. And I'm never going to see it because she's always going to be wearing this hair, so I really don't care that she has a smudge on her forehead. I'm never going to see it. When I first saw photos of her, I immediately wanted to see her in like a little Gatsby or newsboy cap and some kind of light colored blouse. And, well, I guess pants would be tricky because she's a centaur, so like a skirt with suspenders. just sort of a turn of the century newsboy look. I don't know why. That's just the vibe I got from looking at her face and hair. Also need to give her a name that's got a bit of moxie. I think that'd be great. Like I said, I'm not sure if her name's supposed to be Rainbow, Museum, or Neon, or something else entirely. If someone could put the pronunciation of what her name's supposed to be in the comments, that would be super rad, because I don't know my kanji well enough to know how it should be pronounced. Also, I guess kanji is the Japanese term for Chinese characters. I don't know what the Chinese term for Chinese characters is. Huh. Anyway, I might just give her another name entirely. I haven't gotten there yet. But yeah, A++ will be getting another one or three because the quality is really good. I really like her little hooves, like they've got little hearts on the bottom of them. And I'm not sure if they're supposed to be cloven or not, because shape-wise I feel like they're not, but that makes the heart backwards. Oh, and her legs have like these little fluffs on the side of them too. They might not show up well on the camera. Yeah, I like this line. I also have one of the school haunting dolls already. I've got the deer, but I accidentally lost her glasses at the chiropractor's office. And I haven't been able to find them. So I don't think it would be fair to film a review of her until I can find or replace her glasses. The school haunting line is quite delightful, and I want most of that line as well, to be honest. So between this line and school haunting, I'm really looking forward to seeing what Penny's box has in store for us in the future, because their dolls so far are very nice. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a really wonderful day. See you next time. Blah 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 blah, blah words.